Hi, I'm Joey, and this is We Love College Waterski, the podcast series where I'm going to talk to every collegiate ski team in the country. This week, my guests are Jacob Murphy and Phelan from Michigan State University. Do you guys want to say hi?
Go ahead, Murph.
How's it going, everyone? Just a little bit about myself. My name's Jacob Murphy. I'm a senior. This is my last season here at the MSU Waterski team. I'm one of the co-captains, and really excited to be on with you guys.
What's up, guys? My name is Phelan. I'm the president of the water ski team here at Michigan State, and I'm also a junior. I got one more year in me, and looking forward to next year and being done COVID.
Cool. So how long have both of you guys been skiing?
For myself, I have been skiing at my family's cottage ever since I was like 10 years old. Never skied behind like a real ski boat or or skied on a course or anything like that. So when I came to college, it was definitely one of my goals to try and find somewhere where I could take water skiing to the next level. And luckily, I stumbled across MSU Waterski and was able to get into all three events and really develop my water skiing career into what it is today.
I grew up living on a lake on the west side of Michigan, and never really kind of got into water skiing. Always wakeboarded and wake surfed, and did all the rest of it. But then found this cool club at at the beginning of the year, Michigan State hosts this thing called participation, where all the clubs go to this big open field and do recruiting. And I saw a cool ski boat with a bunch of people who were very welcoming, and came to the first event and signed up and paid dues at the first event, and the rest is history.
Cool. And what can you guys tell me about what it's like to ski for MSU?
I would say one thing is it's definitely like a family environment. Much off the water we do on water, and the water a lot. So when you first get to MSU in the fall, we usually have a couple meetings, get to know people. We bring in a lot of recruits usually, and then it all depends on if people. We usually get the numbers thinned down by the first couple of weeks, and we have a nice tournament season, and then by the end of that, after all the social events, usually pretty tired and ready to take a break for the winter.
Cool. And then what's your guys' practice situation like?
So right now, we practice. Our main practice site is 10 minutes off campus. We practice on the Grand River, and we have our water ski course there, and our own boat, our own lift. So that's where we do the majority of our practicing. We don't have a ski jump there, but we're close with some water ski club owners and stuff. So we're able to occasionally get on to specific ski lake and do some jump practice there as well. But all of our slalom and tricking is done on the Grand River, and it's a great spot because only a 10-minute drive. We're very lucky where we can get a set in right in between classes if it's a nice day and stuff like that. So it's really easy for all of our teammates to get out on the water as much as possible.
Cool. And then, so I know you guys bought a boat recently. You guys want to talk about what that went, how that went?
Yeah, so this was actually before Murph and I joined the team. We bought a boat in the winter of 2018. It's a 1995 Ski Naut T, and it's been a great boat for us so far. It's got great wakes. We have perfect pass with Stargazer, so it's got a new engine rebuild, so it does the job for us. It gets the job done for right now, but we've been fundraising like crazy. Hopefully, doing kind of the build, the buy, and then keep it at the same level while you save your money and then buy a better boat. So just working our way up the chain, hopefully, in terms of boats.
Cool. And then, do you know if there's any timeline for like flipping the boat, or is it just in the future?
Hopefully within the next maybe 2 to 3 years. We're doing well We're doing well in terms of like our saving and fundraising, and we're really like thankful for all of our major alumni, and like our Docks and Lifts fundraisers are massive. We love doing that, and our alumni love when we come to take out their Docks and Lifts for them. So that's a huge fundraiser for us. But
Nice.
it's been hard for us on fundraising on campus during like times like COVID and this.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So is doing docs your main fundraiser?
We're always doing like small fundraisers that can bring in like up a couple $100 or something, but docs and lifts, yeah, that's our big puller.
Nice.
And like we're always trying to grow that.
I know I've always found that like the small fundraisers are the things that like are the backbone of a lot of teams. So what kind of
Yeah.
things do you guys do for like smaller scale?
We've really tried to get creative. We've tried to get creative in these past couple of years, trying to find new ways. If it's things like this past fall, we made masks and custom Msu Waterski masks to try and sell to our teammates and our alumni. Doing things like pop can drives, local restaurant fundraisers where we draw business to the restaurant, we get a cut of their profit, stuff like that.
Apparel.
So yeah, all these. So we've really been trying to diversify all the different ways we can make small amounts of money, and just multiply that and see if we can every dollar counts. So we're always trying to come up with something new.
Cool. Yeah, I know. I'm kind of surprised that restaurants are like near the top of your things. I know a lot of teams like struggle because ski teams tend to be a little smaller than what works
Hmm.
for restaurants. So
Yeah, a lot of it just comes down to like finding the right restaurants where there is already a lot of business, and then we can target those customers, and give them the flyer so we can get as much money from their purchase as possible.
nice. And then, so one of the big reasons why I wanted to talk to you guys is that MSU has a pretty good history of being super spirited at tournaments, and so I just want to know like how you guys like can keep that going.
I think probably the biggest thing is like when we do so our executive board, the way we run it is we have a president, vice president, men's captain, women's captain, treasurer, PR, and then site manager. So it's essentially 7 positions, but like the way we keep the spirit up is essentially in having the men's and women's captain positions separated from the president and vice president roles, because the president and vice president do more logistical stuff in terms of like managing team assets and finances. But the men's captain, women's captain are fully focused on spirit skiing and team performance. So like they keep everything separated and keeps just like has 2 positions that solely focus on that.
Cool. And then I know were either of you guys involved with the HO contest that you guys won? I think 2 years ago.
Yeah, I actually was.
Cool.
Yeah, there
So
was a lot. Go ahead.
I
Sorry.
was just gonna ask you like what went into that.
So I actually did it with an old friend, Dean Simonelli. He was on the team a few years back, and he's very good with video editing. So there's actually a lot of work in terms of gathering like film and stuff. He had a drone footage that he all had to put together, and I think we had him on the team for 2 years, and we won that 2 years in a row. And he kind of showed me what went into that, and I was able to help him out with filming and stuff. But he probably spent most of his days when he wasn't skiing at tournaments filming people and taking cool shots, like getting out there early in the morning to get the early shots and stuff. And then like making sure that I would get clips of like the social aspects or like team events and stuff to really kind of bring things together.
Cool. And then have you guys kept up with all the media after he's left?
Yeah, we've tried our best to. That's probably the hardest part, is social media, finding people who are really good with that in terms of, because that's the best way to advertise nowadays. So I think that's been our hardest challenge, is finding people who are good with video editing and social media to keep our social media up. But I think we've done a good job with that.
Nice. And then do you guys have like specific MSU traditions you'd want to talk about?
As far as when we're at tournaments, we have our signature dock send-offs for every skier, which is always great to go in the water, with your whole team cheering you on, and it's always great to be in a good mindset for that. But when the nighttime comes around, MSU also has their fun traditions that we always like to get into and get us ready for a fun night. So. Um, there's a lot of great things that come along with being an MSU water skier. That's for sure.
I think we could give them one example of Spartan Blood.
Mhm.
It's called. We use green apple pucker, and we put a flashlight under it so it lights up green, and then we stand in a circle and sing our school's anthem, and pass the fifth round.
That's
and
cool.
then it finishes with the captains and e-board. It's cool.
Cool. And
Yeah.
then, so with signature cheers, is that like an MSU cheer, or does everyone get their own signature cheers?
We do it just for the whole team. So every skier goes in and we'll just chant "Go Green, Go White," which is the classic MSU cheer for any sporting event. So it's pretty cool. We love it, and then depending on the individual skier, there's obviously maybe a couple references or chants that go along when they're in the water as well.
Cool. And then, what's your guys' tournament season like?
So I guess so we start off with kind of like a scrimmage with U of M. It's called U of M MSU head to head. It's either at Tivoli Gardens or Forest Lake in Michigan, and it's basically just a scrimmage to get all of our new recruits out there and have them see, if they haven't skied before, have them see a ski course and what a tournament day would look like. So slalom, trick, jump, get everyone who wants to hit the ramp for the first time there to kind of have a first opportunity to hit the ramp before a tournament opportunity. But previous to that, we have them ride jumpers on the river. So just to try to do things safely with that, because we've had a lot of people get hurt jumping in the past.
Yeah.
But then we have Untitled Water Bowl, which is hosted by Grand Valley, and that's over on the west side of the state. It's an awesome tournament. Highly recommend a lot of teams going to that. And then we host our own tournament, Spartan Rip Fest, at my Forest Lake in South Haven, Michigan. And that's probably, I think that would be what all of our members would say is their favorite tournament next to nationals and regionals would be that tournament, just because of the nightlife environment, but also the skiing environment. It's a beautiful site. It's a new ski site, and it's gorgeous. Probably the best site in Michigan. And then we have conferences, obviously, and where's that at again? What's the name of
Van
that
Wert.
place?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Van Wert.
And then we have regionals, and then all things considered going well, hopefully nationals.
Cool. So, what goes into the head-to-head? Is that like an actual tournament, or is it just something where you guys keep track of scores?
The head-to-head is technically considered just a sanctioned practice between the two teams. So we there's no winner or loser per se on head-to-head. It's just an opportunity for us to get all of our skiers on the water on a dialed-in ski course and a ski ramp, and we can pull all three events in one day. It's a great way, for just like a preseason event.
Cool. Nice. And then, with that, do you guys have cameras on for jump, or is it just like go over, hope you land?
It's just there's no camera on, so it's fully focused on coaching and like teaching people how to hit the ramp safely and stuff.
It's amazing. I feel like if teams have like proximity to each other, every team should be doing something like that.
Yeah, and like we partnered a lot with Grand Valley too. Like they have they're friends with the site on the west side of the state. So I know I personally have gone over and skied with them. Like that's what I love about like the Michigan water ski teams is we're all very close.
Mm-hmm.
We all visit each other's campuses in the off season. They come to our Halloween party. We go to their day party. Like we have a lot of fun with all their teams in Michigan.
Cool.
Yeah.
And I remember I looked at the like NCWSA map a couple months ago. I noticed that Michigan in general. I think in like I forget what's, but there's like three teams within a mile of each other, which would be insane for me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's very nice
be.
because we're smack dab in the middle of Michigan and Grand Valley. So
Mhm.
Grand Valley's an hour west, and then Michigan's an hour east. So it's
Cool.
perfect for us.
Yeah, especially because if you're in the middle, I imagine you guys are the ones who don't have to travel.
Yeah, we usually get the most traffic through here by those two teams. So
Nice.
that's a good thing.
And then, how long has Ripfest been going on?
I don't have a specific date for you, but it's been going on for a long time. As a matter of fact,
I would guess at least
the
10 years.
the tournament used to be held at the Grand River where we practice now.
Mm-hmm.
So And it was, pretty sweet because everyone would just kind of line up along the river, watch the tournament. There used to be a jump on the river as well, but as permits got lost and one thing came into another, we're just using the Grand River for practicing now, and we hold the tournament at a legitimate ski lake. So it's definitely been going on for a long time, and we're happy that we can continue to keep the tournament going. It's a great fundraiser and a great opportunity for us to host our own specific tournament.
Nice.
Yeah, it's become a great tradition that everyone looks forward to.
So, how can you guys turn a tournament into a fundraiser? Because I know when I've hosted tournaments before, we're lucky to break even.
So our biggest thing with that is our tournament apparel. We've gotten really lucky and have had some great design students come through our team and made some awesome logos for us, and partnered up with some good apparel companies that can give us good deals on product, and then we don't have to sell them for that expensive either. So we can on average at RipFest we sell, I think, 80 t-shirts and 40 sweatshirts
Wow.
in a day. And that RipFest was one day this past year, and we sold out all of our apparel and had none left over.
Cool.
And the best part about that is you see people repping your apparel outside of RipFest then all year, and then that attracts more attention to it because they're repping it when they're meeting their new teammates and recruiting, and they're like, oh crap, I want to go to RipFest. Everyone has that shirt. So it brings back people every year.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah, I know. Was RipFest part of social distance ski? Do you guys still do that this year? Not like Michigan
It was,
State,
yeah.
but it was held
Yeah.
this year. Nice.
Yeah, it was an AWSA sanctioned tournament this year.
Yep. I remember I looked real hard into trying to go, but just because I had heard about how awesome it was, but then I ended up being super busy that weekend.
Yeah, I mean, we actually just got this new site. It's an awesome site. We're definitely open to any teams in the Midwest trying to get into this tournament, as long as it's okay with the MWSA and figuring that out.
Nice. And then,
yeah.
So that seems like a good little segue. How'd you guys deal with COVID this past off season?
It was definitely hard to adjust. We definitely tried to take things very slow, very safely. So ever since it hit, all of our in-person meetings turned to Zoom meetings. As a matter of fact, we have a MSU holds a big spring registered student organizations events to go try and recruit new members, and that's all being held on Zoom now. So we're getting ready for that coming up here in a couple of days. In terms of skiing on the river, we just made sure that masks were always being worn. We were being as safe as possible, and we were making sure that we were following all the rules with East Lansing and Lansing to make sure that everyone was being safe. Luckily, we were able to, because we owned our boat, and we were able to go out and ski and still get some practicing in and prepare for the AWSA tournaments that we did ski. So we definitely did make the best of the season. Definitely not what we wanted to do this year, but we still got a lot of skiers on the water, which was great.
Great.
I think the coolest thing about our club, just to add one thing more that really gives us flexibility and gave us flexibility in this times with COVID, is the fact that we're a registered student organization and not a club sport.
Mm-hmm.
So the difference between that is because with a club sport, you have a lot more restrictions by the university. Like our club sports weren't allowed to go anywhere this year or do anything. But because we were an RSO, we were allowed to go to any outdoor event with 100 people or less. And we were allowed to still practice and stuff. So that really gave us a lot of freedom to still give our members their skiing experience, even if it wasn't a full fall season.
Nice. And were you guys able to recruit a decent amount for this in this past fall?
It was definitely down, but yeah, we still pulled in good numbers.
Nice.
It's just hard because all of our freshmen are off campus. So
sure.
they're just coming in now. So we're gonna kind of start to meet our freshmen this spring.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Do you guys have anything planned for when you get to actually meet your freshmen?
Well, non-COVID, every week we have team bonding, which is called Shenanigans for us. It's every Wednesday night. So we get together, play all kinds of games. Usually it's outdoors in the fall. We have yard games out and everything. Speakers out, cool, kind of like neighborhood dance party and stuff like that. But because of COVID, we've been hosting I think we hosted a couple shenanigans online and stuff, and through COVID, and played games over the computer and stuff. So been doing that, but hopefully we'll be able to get them over to our ski house in small groups with masks on and stuff, and be able to meet people.
Cool. And then, do you guys have plans for as the spring season hopefully starts up?
So our boat won't go until April, but yeah.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Murph. Sorry.
Usually we take a spring break trip down to Bennett's for a week. Unfortunately, our university canceled our spring break, so it looks like that trip is not going to happen this year. But still, we're just gonna wait around in Michigan until it warms up, just enough to put our boat in, and then we'll get in the water. But that's not going to be for a couple months.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
We like to get together and play a lot of ice hockey in the winter. There's a lot of ice rinks around here, so
cool.
It's a lot of fun to everyone gets all sad and mopey when they're inside for the winter, so we like to get outside and still be able to do team bonding.
Cool. So you guys should hit up OSU. I know they have I think they won their intramural league a couple years ago, so I'm sure they're still big into ice hockey.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
Mind you, I'm sure they were in the I know a lot of schools tier it. I'm sure they're in the lowest tier, but they won, which is fun.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yep.
It's gotta be fun.
Then, so I have just two more questions. First one is, what's been your favorite part about skiing collegiately?
Do you want to go first, man?
Sure. I would say my favorite part about being on the team so far has just been, the friends that I've got to know and all the memories that I've made. I don't think it would have been possible, getting as close with all these people just being in, really any other club at Michigan State. I think the Waterski team has something special, just being around each other so much. It's not the biggest club at the school, but, with that comes along all the more camaraderie and close relationships that you build with your teammates throughout all the tournaments, the road trips, all the trips we've taken. I've definitely made memories that I'll never forget and friends that, I'll have for the rest of my life. So very happy that, I ended up joining the team.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say same thing. Definitely the camaraderie and the moreover, even so, the camaraderie of water skiing. It's definitely it's a family oriented community. I know it may have kind of the college spin for us collegiate water skiing, but I love the water ski community and loved getting to know them and getting to be a part of it and growing as a leader in that role and being able to branch out and meet other teams in the Midwest has probably been the coolest thing for me, along with establishing connections throughout my own teammates.
Cool. And then our last question is, do you guys have any specific on the water memory that's your favorite?
Specific on the water memory would probably be last season at Van Wert when I skied at 2 a.m. It was pretty awesome to ski under the lights, and I had a great slalom pass, so I was really amped up to go into the next morning and ski. But never skiing at night like that, and at a site like Van Wert, it was a pretty awesome experience.
Cool.
Yeah, I would say probably mine is taking a sunset jump set at Swerve, and that was probably by far the coolest jump videos I have is sunset jumping, and then the other one is seeing butts for the first time on the side of the lake. I was like, what the heck is everyone doing? It makes no sense, but it's pretty funny and cool.
Cool. Yep. Honestly, I've done almost 15 of these so far. You're the first person to mention butts. For anyone watching, but it's people moon skiers all the time. At least a few times every round of skiing, and no one's mentioned it.
Yeah,
it's just become so normal.
It's been very funny over the years to see the freshmen be what the heck is going on every time that happens for the first time. but it's cool because everyone gets so excited for each other and has like kind of crafty ways to get each other excited and laugh.
Nice. So that was my last question. Do you guys have anything else you want to like talk about or add before I stop recording?
I would say if I had to give a piece of advice to any club out there, I would say make connections with the judges and officials and your private ski lake owners. That's been our biggest keys to success and will be our biggest keys to success for the future, and fundraise the crap out of everything. Treat everything like a fundraiser. Advertise yourself always.
Cool. Jake?
I've got nothing to add. Thanks for having us on, Joey. This has been a blast.
Great.
Yeah, this is awesome. It's cool that you're doing this.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much. And thank you to everybody who stayed on this long. So bye guys. See you next week.